firing the head of the cybersecurity unit at the Department of Homeland Security. And we just want to bring up some of the reaction now that we've been getting. So as you know, Krebs, who was the head of the cybersecurity division at DHS, was fired via tweet by the president. We want to just play out now. He has since responded. He learned via Twitter that he was fired. This is Krebs. This is his personal account. Remember, he just mere minutes ago led the agency known as CISA, and I believe that's cybersecurity and a cybersecurity agency within DHS. I'm not familiar with the exact acronym at the moment. Apologize, but he was in charge of leading that agency, protecting the 2020 elections from foreign interference, domestic interference, and he has had to push back on a lot of the president's claims that he's been making via Twitter and in statements that the election was stolen from him. So we just want to play this response now from Krebs saying, quote, "Honored to serve. We did it right. Defend today, secure tomorrow." And so this is the statement from the president that announced the firing. The recent statement by Krebs on the security of the 2020 election was highly inaccurate in that there were massive improprieties and fraud, including dead people voting, poll watchers not allowed into polling locations, glitches in the voting machines which changed votes from Trump to Biden, late voting, and many more. Therefore, effective immediately, Krebs has been terminated as, this is CISA, as the director of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. So as you can imagine, a lot of reaction now coming via Twitter from elected officials, including many prominent Democrats. We haven't heard from many prominent Republicans just yet about this firing, but we're going to show you some of the reaction right now from Democrats who are responding to this, and they're concerned and outraged, some are saying. This is Senator Amy Klobuchar. The Trump administration just fired Krebs. I know this guy. He is in charge of protecting our critical infrastructure, including elections, from cyber attacks. He did his job. He did it without fear or favor. To use all caps like our outgoing president likes to do, outrage there in all caps. And remember, this agency within DHS isn't just tasked with protecting elections from cyber attacks. It's also tasked with protecting a lot of our infrastructure here in the United States from ransomware attacks. That includes businesses, hospitals, and threats from foreign actors. Here you can see now Senator Angus King, from the independent senator from Maine, tweeting, Krebs is a dedicated public servant who has helped build up new cyber capabilities in the face of swiftly evolving dangers. By firing him for doing his job, President Trump is harming all Americans who rely on CISA's defenses, even if they don't know it. So, there from Senator Angus King, the independent senator from Maine. So, we're following this story. We heard from Krebs just a little bit ago via his personal Twitter account. He found out he was fired on Twitter. He got no heads up. That's what Fox sources are saying. And so we are here on News Now following that story. We're also following another story out of the state of Michigan, and we brought this to you live earlier in the day, and you can remember that as these counties in these states have to certify, they have to vote to certify the elections, the ballots in their states that have been counted, and then it goes up to the Secretary of State if there are any discrepancies. This happened in Wayne County today. The Wayne County Board of Canvassers deadlocks 2-2 on certifying the November 3rd election. Now remember, Wayne County is the largest county in the state of Michigan. It comprises all of the city of Detroit, where thousands of ballots were cast. And right now, a lot of Democrats in the state of Michigan are saying that this was a political hit job, that this smells of rank partisanship. The commission of canvassers in Wayne County is made up of 2 Republicans and 2 Democrats. Those 2 Republicans voting not to certify the election in Wayne County. And we're getting reaction now from Jocelyn Benson. It's the Secretary of State in Michigan. She says Should the current decision of the Board of Wayne County Canvassers hold through the adjournment of today's meeting, the Board of State Canvassers will be responsible for certifying the Wayne County election. In similar circumstances in the past, state canvassers have appointed the Bureau of Elections to carry out the processes of canvassing the vote and voter totals. It goes on to read, the Bureau stands ready to fulfill this duty, and we expect this will address clerical errors and improve the quality of the canvass overall. It is common for some precincts in Michigan and across the country to be out of balance by a small number of votes, especially when turnout is high. Importantly, this is not an indication that any votes were improperly cast or counted. Now, that's the Secretary of State there in the state of Michigan, and she says, and that's how the procedure now goes, that because the county did not vote to affirm the results of their own election within Wayne County, it now goes up to the Secretary of State's office and the Board of Canvassers there, and they'll look for any irregularities, and they will be now responsible and deemed responsible to certify that election rather than Wayne County itself. We're also hearing from Governor Gretchen Whitmer. She issued a statement on the decision made by the Wayne County Board of Canvassers that split 2-2 and didn't certify the election. She says in refusing to approve the results of the election in Wayne County, the two Republican members of the Wayne County Board of Canvassers have placed partisan politics above their legal duty to certify the election results. The people have spoken. Joe Biden won Michigan by more than 140,000 votes. Today's action is a blatant attempt to undermine the will of the voters. The process, however, will move forward. Under Michigan law, the Board of State of Canvassers will now finish the job, and I have every expectation that they will certify the results when the job is done. So this is now 2 weeks after the election was held, 2 weeks after November 3rd on the day, and this drama is playing out in states all across the country, in Michigan, in Wisconsin, in Georgia, in Pennsylvania, in Nevada. And so we are following it here all on News Now from Fox. We want to thank everyone for watching. It's about 6:30 here in Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to take a quick commercial break. I'll be joined now by my fellow digital journalist, Daytona Everett. She'll be taking the reins over for the next hour. We hope you enjoy the coverage going into tonight on this Tuesday. Remember, like I said before, News Now from Fox has extended live coverage. We're going until 1 a.m. Eastern, picking back up at 6 a.m. Eastern. So we appreciate you watching. We're going to take that 2-minute commercial break, but stick with us, and we're going to go back to the Ohio Governor, Mike DeWine, giving an update on the coronavirus there in his state.